Hey
Taylor,
everybody, how's it going?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good too. Thank you. Yeah, this week I'm back at the back at my PC, so things are there we go. A little more established, let's say.
There we go. Is it nice? Like you getting everything set up at your new place? It's all coming together?
Thank you. Yeah, yeah. Bit chaotic, bit chaotic. We adopted a dog a few weeks ago,
Oh.
and so it's a
When's
lot of
when
work.
what's his or her name?
His name is Leopold.
Leopold. When's Leopold gonna join us on stream?
Oh, as soon as we give him dinner, he's been quite grumpy.
Ooh.
Yeah,
There
no,
we go.
he's doing well, but yeah, a lot of work and settling in.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
How
Well,
about on your end? What's new at Distribute Aid since last time?
yeah, I think not so much since last week. We've just been, really continuing to push on kind of setting up these data pipelines for our needs assessment. Start doing that for shipments as well. So that might, be the next tech project we work on. But we do have some exciting updates for our Ukraine response. So it's been a little bit slow, but it was good for us to be cautious, make sure we weren't sending unneeded aid to the region, make sure we knew about like import procedures and stuff like that. And I think over the next month or so, we're going to really start to ramp up our aid shipments to the Ukraine, working with our larger grassroots partners who often have aid that they've sourced, have their own sending hub, maybe have a partner with a receiving hub in one of the bordering countries, or are running that themselves as well. And we can help them implement supply chain strategies and run the shipments for them. So it's a little bit more of like a larger scale effort, but that's nice because we can get multiple containers going along the same routes, and by letting them handle the sourcing, there's a little bit less work of dealing with lots of like small groups trying to bundle up pallets to a full shipment. So we can really focus on where we're adding value for the Ukraine response. A lot of them have also made progress in terms of getting aid from neighboring countries into Ukraine. We're really starting to see a lot of those local links and partnerships develop, which is great because obviously we want to get, there's plenty of Ukrainians that have fled. I think it's up to 4, maybe 6 million at this point. There's
Wow.
far more Ukrainians that are still in Ukraine and need support. So it's good to be able to help out both sides. Help everyone regardless where the border is.
Totally, totally. Thank you. I'm gonna, as always, plug our contribution sites so that if you're watching and you're interested in like taking part or donating, I'm gonna put up here our donate page.
Yeah. I have a fun new metric. If anyone's watching, we did some very rough math, but it turns out that every hour that one of our volunteers spends working on Distribute Aid gets $600 of aid delivered, and our cost to aid deliver ratio is about 1 to 20. So your $30 donation will let us do another hours of work and get $600 of aid delivered.
Wow.
Yeah. So right
That
now,
is,
Ramon, me and you on this stream here, we kind of included everyone because it's a team-wide effort. We
yeah,
can we can claim credit for $1,200 between the two of us in terms of aid delivered. That's like a whole pallet of something.
Taylor, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's an incredible statistic.
Oh, it's so much fun. And obviously it's only possible because there's so many kind and caring people that are donating aid, working in the sending or receiving hubs. We're all trying to keep costs low so that we can get the most aid to people, with the budgets that we have. But still kind of cool to realize, that we're able to leverage our time to help people in such a greater quantity than just working and donating or something like that. But we need people. It takes everybody, right? So you got a job,
Yeah.
you want to contribute towards these aid efforts. Cash is a great way because that keeps us focused, full time on solving these problems for folks.
Totally. And just knowing, as a volunteer, having that metric, having that tangibility of what you're doing, what it goes towards is is the opposite of humbling. Empowering.
Empowering, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's okay. Like, I think it's good. I always tell our volunteers, like, hey, keep the selfish reasons you're doing this in mind, right? Because like you're helping other people, it should feel good, and you should enjoy that, not feel guilty about it. It should advance your career, right? And you should land your next dream job after DA or whatever. There's plenty of motivations that are personal for doing this stuff, and we shouldn't discount those just because we're in a very kind of um, humanitarian space, right?
I love that because at the same time, it's kind of like, I mean, of course, c- commit to what you can,
Yeah,
but knowing you're like being honest with yourself and saying like, okay, this is how much I can contribute, and maybe this week I can't help, for example, or something like that. Totally fine as well.
yeah, definitely. And now with this metric, when I write referrals or letters for our former volunteers that are trying to get a job or something, I can suggest that the company's starting
Hmm.
rate is about $600 an hour for them.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean that's accurate, isn't
yeah.
it?
Kind of gets into some of the ethics of capitalism and how much of your is your boss really siphoning off your paycheck every month, right?
Yeah, totally, totally. Cool. Yeah, so that's updates, that's donations. Shall we get into tech? What we're doing this
Absolutely.
week?
Yeah. So just to recap from last week, Ramon and I were working a lot in forestry, setting up the region pages. And so I was able to continue some of that work. And let me just share my screen here so I can
Yes,
show
please.
everyone.
I actually started up a Git pod if that's helpful.
Yeah, absolutely. I think right now let me show what's
Yep,
going on in forestry. But if you want to send me that Git pod link, I can open
I'll
that up
get it
now.
to you.
Yeah. Cool.
So,
So can we
let me
see what
just
we're looking at? We
not
got forestry
quite
here.
yet. Now.
Awesome. So we kind of realized, I was talking to some of the ops folks going in here, we really do need to have regions as a
Mm,
construct. And so setting up region pages, a front matter template here, they look very similar to what we were doing before, right? They still have the region name, the overview, the government response. And the challenge that I have to move this data entry forward is like what belongs in the region page, what belongs, in a sub-region page. I'm thinking we could use tabs or something like that. So it's still like, here's the region, and then you can click between the different sub-regions. And then there's stuff like the news updates or different sections where it might make sense to be both available. Here's news updates for the region as a whole. Here's news updates for the particular sub-region, like the Greek islands or something, compared to Greece as a whole, and then rolling all those news updates up. So if you're looking at the region page, it'd show you all of the news updates, maybe tagged by the sub-region for more specific ones. If you're looking at a specific sub-region, it would just show you that sub-region's news updates. So I'm trying to figure out the mechanics of how these fit together. But I think what we can do today is focus on some code and hook up those sub-region pages, like generate the region page, generate the sub-region page, and start to get fields showing up, just to make sure we're able to link forestry to the pages that we're trying to generate here. If that makes sense.
yeah, yeah, awesome. So we're going to be, if I understood correctly, populating the data essentially from forestry into the website.
Yeah. I think that's a little bit more technical for a stream, less of like me just thinking about how to best represent our aid structures in forestry.
No, this is fantastic.
That kind of unlocks the next side. We can figure out the exact fields later on, but the question really is how do we get that data to start showing up on the pages and unlock some of the UI work that we need to do there.
But this is great. So you advanced pretty far in the on the forestry side since
Yeah,
last week.
Yeah, definitely. And I got another co-work session with our team member Adele, who's been helping me with a lot of this tomorrow. So
Awesome.
hopefully, coming out of that, we'll have all the data entered, and things should be fairly stable on the forestry side.
Fantastic.
Cool. I'm just logging in. So Gitpod is starting up here. As a reminder to everyone, we're going to be working on issue 194, which is available on our distributeaid.org project on GitHub.
Yeah, let me get that link out. Is it 194?
Yep. And
194.
yeah.
There we go. So I'll just put that into the chat. And folks, if you're interested in contributing or following along, please feel free to do so.
Absolutely.
Well, that's taken a while.
Usually does. I kind of have to like refresh it after I log in. It's kind of weird. There we go.
Nice.
Okay. Sweet. So that's the build right there. Let's go ahead and open that guy up. I have to be very careful with Chrome when I slide my tabs over.
Yep, can relate.
There we go. And then
So that's the live website running in Gitpod. So it's not the actual live website.
Yep. Yep. Right, and we'd created this feature 194, add needs assessment results to region. So what I want to do here is just Virgin Saga. Let me pull. Let me push anything, hopefully not. There we go. And then
did you want to merge or rebase? Sorry.
Probably rebase. The main thing is just the forestry commits to Saga specifically.
Yeah, gotcha.
So if we have content changes and stuff.
Here you can do minus instead of the name of the branch.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, we learned that one last time.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
So we do have merge conflicts.
Oh, no.
I'm sorry. I gave bad advice, Taylor.
That's okay.
Do you want to try and resolve it, or shall we?
Yeah, it just looks like
the
there's
rebase.
the one region page.
Okay.
So
yeah, I'll make it big again.
What am I doing? Yeah, do I need to bump the font size up here?
I would say no. I'm trying a new thing lately where instead of having the two of our videos next to the screen, we're kind of superimposed at the bottom left.
Okay.
So if we ever need to look at the terminal, I can just temporarily hide us or something. So in short, I don't think we need to bump up the size of the screen. If we do, folks in the chat, please let us know.
That sounds like a good default. Always happy to accommodate our audience here.
For sure.
Good deal. Okay, so right, so we're getting into the fields here. We have name, news updates, news update title, news update description, and then I added some additional stuff here around that. So I think what we want to do is
that looks a little
accept the current change.
What I find weird is that there's two descriptions.
Yeah. So this is for the news update in particular. So I think that's what it is. There's the label, there's like the news update description, right? And then there's a description of what the news update description means. And then this one looks like a description for the news updates overall. There's like two description fields, but there are different levels of indents here. And Forestry to put that one at the bottom of the top level news updates with an S. Yeah.
Gotcha.
I'm going to accept the current change, the incoming change. No, current change is head, right? Yeah. So I'll accept that.
I always mix them up.
How many times have I done a rebase, been like, nope, abort, and then done it again, but said the opposite thing.
Throw out the branch and start over. Oh, yeah. So many times.
Yep. So now what do we need to do? We need to
We need
fixed
to add and
config,
commit.
git add.
So rebase -- continue.
Sweet.
And that's done.
Cool. So now our feature branch is up to date. I'm going to go ahead and just push.
Which you can't because it's been rebased.
So do I need to force push here, or should I undo the rebase and pull back from GitHub and then do a merge?
What I usually do is I force push.
Okay.
But of course, this is a collaborative effort, so I'm not going to impose my.
It's okay. I think you and I are the only ones that are working on this branch right
True.
now. So if
more
you're in
than
the
one
audience
person
and you got a super awesome commit that you're just about to wrap up, now is your time to speak. Otherwise, I'm going to force push and you can do a rebase from the origin here.
A git pull rebase.
Yep. Okay, so now I just need to do git push force like that.
Yeah, and then origin, and then yeah,
I
I guess
get
that works.
automatically, yeah.
Nice. I have an alias on my computer that calls that YOLO push.
Fun. Okay. Cool. So the way I've structured this so far, I think there's like 3 sections of content we need to deal with here, Ramon. There's the regions page, like the index page that'll list out all regions, right?
Right.
Then you can click on a region, you'll go to that regions page, like let's say Greece. And I don't want to necessarily get into like a huge tree structure. So the way I'm thinking about it is the region page will have tabs, and we could make those links to other pages, or we could do some fancy JavaScript kind of inlining stuff, right? And the tabs will be where the subregion content lives, if that makes sense.
Yes,
it's always kind of presented as like the region index page, the region page, and then you can go to different content areas on that region page.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So how do we get this hooked up? Start out looking at, that's content. So we want source. And then maybe let's start looking at our existing where we work page. We wanted to rename this to regions. And we have some great kind of maybe shipping information, some stuff that we might be pulling from Contentful. So we don't necessarily want to erase all that code. I'll probably leave this one as is, but we can create a new one. Then we can kind of pull stuff over,
consolidate them.
Yeah.
And I think if you haven't done this already, you might need to wire up that new data to Gatsby.
Right. How was that? So I was doing this recently when I moved. We had some templates and stuff that were being used to generate like the About Us page.
Right.
And I rewired that to just work with Gatsby's kind of default page setup, since it was just a one-off. And so I think we can look at About Us as an example. So I'd be going into Gatsby node, I want to say.
No, I think maybe it's browser or config or
maybe config.
No, that doesn't look like it has a lot of GraphQL going on.
Yeah, for sure. You know what we could do? We could explore what GraphQL is kind of already exposed. See if we can't find it already.
Yeah, good call.
So I remember I was doing this with the About Us. All this content's going to come down through Markdown remark. And I had to write a query. I think it was a page query. That's why I wanted to use pages for About Us, so we didn't have extra stuff. So this page query says, give me something from Markdown remark, and I'm using the file paths to the forestry content to pull it out. So if we go look at content and then we look at pages, maybe anything that like give us all of the stuff that exists in the regions folder here.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
But I wonder if we, sorry.
no, it's good. Feel free to wonder aloud. It is a collaborative stream.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. I don't know why I have a memory because I was trying to load some forestry data a few weeks ago. And I seem to remember having to do some GraphQL config.
Yeah,
Can't
so
remember.
this used to live in Gatsby Node. Let's actually take a look. I think I have
Oh, did
PR.
it?
So that's where I moved it out of Gatsby Node and did the
Gotcha.
page queries.
That's why. That's where my confusion's coming from.
So there's a way to hide all the dependency updates. It's nice that it's automatic. It's not nice that it pollutes our PR.
It is a lot.
Yeah. Yes, like can't you do it all at once? Almost. No, that's too far ago. Must have missed it.
Could it be
Spring cleaning.
spring cleaning?
Yeah. So if we go look at what happened here on the code C map, super handy. Yeah, that's what we expect. I removed some kind of orphan files, and then I changed Gatsby Node. There was this homepage query here,
That's
which
the
was
one
using that same technique of like finding the relative path or whatever, and then pulling stuff out of that markdown file. And I think same thing for the About Us page. It was finding that About Us MD and then pulling the relevant front matter from that Gatsby content file. And then it was creating the About Us page and applying a template. So I thought that since these were kind of already pages and Gatsby has that shortcut to just make pages, it was better to do that there with page queries than have a whole bunch of additions to Gatsby Node.
Gotcha.
And on the map, we can see, yeah, so About Us and Index were added, and they point to the same files as the old About Us and Index homepage templates.
This makes a lot of sense.
Sweet. But yeah, I'm glad to catch you up. Thanks for pointing that out because I think it's really valuable. Like that's why this is the great part about open source. It's all there, but sometimes you need to know where to look, right?
Absolutely. No, thank you for showing it to me.
Totally. So just going back to our issue here. And this seems like a really great way to get started. In pages here, we have, that's content. I'm gonna look at source. And so we got pages. I think what we should do is create a new folder called regions.
Mm-hmm.
And then in that new folder, we can, yep, that's the right spot. We can make a new file, x.tsx. That'll be our index page for all the different regions. And let's go ahead and copy paste modify from the About Us page over here. So what do we need to keep?
Not the where we work.
Right. Yeah, I want to leave where we work by itself for right now, since it has valuable stuff there. But we're kind of, pulling from forestry instead of contentful and stuff. I think it's going to be easier to kind of reset this up using our new approach and then work in the content from the existing where we work page. Like I know we did a lot of work to list those shipments out and stuff like that. Does that make sense?
Totally.
Good deal. But maybe that's something we want to add to this issue here, right? Is at the end, want to do something like
So let's include content from Elder. Yeah, review where we work and related region for relevant content added to our new region pages. Delete the older one. Makes sense.
yeah. I think that way we're not limited by the previous work, but we still have that explicit objective of including all the great stuff that we made, and this just allows us to focus on the approach with forestry that we're taking now.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Okay, that's progress right there. Definitely good to have. So let's take a look at this. About us page query and start to modify it. I think that's one of the first things we can get done right off the bat using the Gatsby query. So now this is the regions page query, and we want to find all. So we want like all remark because we'll be selecting multiple bits here. All markdown remark.
And this is to look up the region information? No.
Yeah, like the region names and stuff. So we want to go into forestry and basically say, hey, give me all of the, region or subregion metadata, but we can just go in and select like the region name, for example, or the subregion name to start listing those out.
You know what? Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense. I don't know why I was conflating GraphQL and Contentful. So I thought that all of our GraphQL information was coming from Contentful. That was my mix-up.
Gotcha. No, all good. And it's cool. That's what I like about GraphQL is that we can have different sources of data,
Yeah.
and it all feeds through the same interface here.
Yeah, this makes it a lot smoother.
Yeah. So I think we can go ahead. Let me just use the built-in tools here. Take that out. All markdown remark. We do want to filter it. And what was the filter? Oh, this file absolute path. Is that an option? Yep, that's an option. And then our absolute path looking at content, this can be content, pages, regions, and then any markdown file. So I think something like something like that. Is that valid? Expected name, found string. There.
Cannot parse yet. Could it be a regular? Oh. Oh, no. Sorry, this is GraphQL. I can't. Oh, glob.
No, we need a right because it's kind of JSON-y. There we go. Right, and so this will give us a list of stuff that we can then pull from each of these. So what are the fields that we want? I feel like it was that front matter but I'm probably missing something to get into there. So we want nodes, and then we want front matter. And now, unfortunately, it kind of populates all the front matter available from all of the different markdown files that it's consumed. So let's go look at forestry. What do we need for the index page here? Probably the region name, the subregion name, the population count could be an interesting one to list. Maybe let's start with that and just kind of build up a list of links or something.
Sounds good.
Cool. Why do I have too many? That's 1. That's 2. That's 3. That's 4. Maybe it's because I haven't added anything there.
Expected name found. I always struggle with GraphQL.
Yeah, it's something. So we'll use the check a box about the region name. Oh, there's no colon. I put a colon there. What flavor of JavaScripty like notation are we using, huh?
Yeah, that's why I keep doing double takes. It's like, wait, that's an object. Oh no, wait, that's not. No JavaScript here.
Yeah. There we go. Oh, and we get nothing. What? So clearly, I think our selector is probably off here. So how do we do that better? ** content page us, and then about.md.
And the way you're doing it is hoping to get some sub pages as well.
Yeah, I might have misspelled. Maybe it's regions instead of region. Yep, that S would do it.
That'll do it.
There we go. There we go.
Nice.
So the cool thing here, we have the Northern France subregion. I haven't set up a France specific region page yet. We also have Greece, but we're not getting any subregion names. So let's just double check with forestry. Do we actually have subregion names for the Greece ones? So index, that'll just be the region name. That's fine. And that might be a good indicator if it's a region or a subregion. And we have the Aegean Islands. And they should have a subregion name, Aegean Islands. We also have Northern Greece. So why, let's go look at our content and find out why subregion name is not working for those two. Oh, that's interesting. So it's just called subregion here instead of subregion name specifically. And that's probably because I was changing up what I was calling things when I was messing with all of this. So what should it be called? Okay. So what I want to do is make that subregion name to standardize it. And then that matches with region name and region name up here. Okay. And then we just got to go in and make sure that we update all this subregion name. Double check France, which already had subregion name as a thing. So that should work for us content-wise. see if we, there we go. Now it's showing up. Okay. That's what we expect, right, Rama?
Right. Right. But oh, this is the index, so we don't need all of the info.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, and we can down the line include stuff like images here as well. Because
Oh,
for the
totally.
GraphQL one, we had one. But that's bike shedding if I use the term correctly.
Maybe. I'm never quite sure what bike shedding is.
Me neither. Like people use that and yak shaving, and I just go like, yeah, I'm following along.
Yeah. Something bad that someone cares about deeply that like doesn't really matter. Or, like, if someone cares about it, it might actually matter. So
In my head, it basically boils down to we should probably be talking about something else now.
yeah, cool. So we got our page query here on the index. That looks all good. Oh, it formatted it for me when I saved it. That's so nice. Sweet. Let's just
handy.
go through the imports real quick. So we use the simple layout. We probably don't need a lot of this about us specific stuff. Yeah, Gatsby. And then for props, how was I doing that on the About Us page? So for props, we actually are able to specify almost exactly based on the fields we're pulling out of GraphQL here, right? We'll get data, we'll get nodes. Matter. Region name will be a string. The subregion name will be a string, and the population count will be a number.
I love how this all maps.
I want this to be 2 spaces.
Oh, you know what? That could be an editor thing. Could you try saving and seeing if it
That auto might be missing something here. I'm missing a paren. Yep, I'm missing a paren.
Oh.
Yep, there we go.
Oh, nice.
Cool. So we got our props. We're going to call this the regions page. Make sure we're exporting that same thing. And then our data here is going to go straight to front matter. Pull that. Oh no, it's going to go nodes. Now I have a question about the new kind of JavaScript selection syntax, right? I'm trying to basically skip having to go through this prop chain to get to like a list of front matter for the regions or something like that.
Yeah.
Will this front matter, will that be like all of the front matter for all of the nodes or just one of it from one of them? Do I need to like kind of just select nodes here at the selection stage and then pull that out?
Because nodes is an array? No.
Yeah.
No, it's. But if it's.
Nodes should be an array. I might have messed up on the props here. Maybe I need to do.
Because in that. Nodes. Something about that doesn't seem right. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Let's try it. Let's just do.
Yeah.
Yeah. We can actually use CodeC recordings for this one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's go ahead. We want a simple layout. Just call this regions for now. And we'll do a little hello world paragraph. Okay, that should be the basic setup. We are pulling from the forestry markdown files. We got our props set up, we got a little hello world, and we want to figure out what is going on with this data structure. Are we able to pull out that front matter? Do we have to access it through nodes and then loop through the different region markdown files, stuff like that? So let's take a look-see. But that means we should be able to go into here. Nope. Whole lot of query stuff. Should be able to go to regions. Something should pop up, which it is not.
There we go. No, cannot read. There's our TypeScript throwing us an error.
Okay. Not
nice.
read properties of undefined. So what I like to do here is figure out why it's undefined. So we'll just call this data.
Mm-hmm.
See what we're actually getting.
That looks good.
Okay. Now, I thought I was logged into CodeC. I'm very excited. They made a distribute aid team, so we can now share stuff like across the whole team a lot easier.
That makes me very happy to see.
Yeah. Okay, so we got recordings here, but I actually want to take a live recording. That doesn't seem to be working. Oh, is that?
Could you try? Oh, clicking on it just takes you to log in?
Well, it takes me to my CodeC recordings list here, but it doesn't let me like start a new recording or something.
That seems like a bug. Do we want to try to inspect and see? Take a look at the JavaScript console and see if there's an error or something. Here, I'll refuse to display app code in a frame because no, that doesn't sound right.
Extreme options to deny.
To deny. The only thing I would suspect, Taylor, this is based on very old knowledge. Maybe we need to update CodeC, the package.
Possibly, we could try that.
Oops.
So CodeC tracker 238. How do we find out if there's a new update for this package out there?
I would probably check npm.
There we go.
I can do that.
Okay.
CodeC. Let's see. Babel plugin. We are on the current version.
Yeah, and I'm just going to stop the server real quick to get ready if we need to install anything. Okay, we are on the current version.
Yeah, we're on the current version of both.
It might just be because it's running from.
We used to be able
to. It with Gitpod, yeah.
Yeah.
Is it my Chrome that's weird? Like, is there a Chrome flag I need to set or something?
I doubt it. Maybe it's something we gotta let the CodeC team know.
Yeah, I'll. Hey, they might be watching us right now. If you're watching us, CodeC, hop on with me after the stream, and I'll see if I can't debug it with you.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Thank you.
Okay, server's starting back up. Well, we could always do this the old-fashioned way with a console log, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think given the circumstances, that's our best bet for now. It is currently building the development bundle.
Yep. We're just waiting.
That's a big old web pack, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. You know what it might be? It might be we need to have all markdown remark wrapping nodes. I bet that's it. We'll go ahead and confirm that in just a second. We're going to expect, we go to the console, we got this object.
There's all markdown remark.
So it's data and then all markdown remark, which is a
Then
node
nodes.
array, which has the front matter. There
Yeah.
we go. So here we got
So the problem was in the typing of our props.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we just forgot a layer in there. So now we should be able to go. Okay, so we can skip all markdown mark. And then that takes us into nodes, which gives us an array of front matter, which is really what we want. What's going on here?
Sorry, I was muted. I don't think you can capture. Is that what it's called? Capture or D
Res or something.
Yeah. An array like this. Destructure.
Yep. So we'll need to select just the nodes to start
When
off.
we
Right?
exactly when we loop through the nodes, then we can destructure that object we're looping over. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So let's see what we got here. Data all markdown remote mark nodes, which is an array.
The about us page again. See if we. So this one goes open bracket data, markdown remark, and then the front matter. And so here we have that extra nodes layer, and we want to select the nodes, right? So we can go data. Oh, maybe. Data, markdown remark, front matter, data.
I think you can remove the colon. Oh, okay.
Oh, sorry, what were you saying?
I was going to say for destructuring, I think you can remove the colon nodes from that nodes colon nodes.
Okay.
And that should do it.
That seems to
and then what you can do is console log the nodes themselves.
Yeah. There we go. And that looks like something
good.
that we want. It's like an array of front matters. Yeah.
Perfect.
Cool. So that's cool. Should we do a simple loop to just start displaying some of the region names and stuff like that? Get some of that content out there?
Absolutely.
Sweet. Oh gosh, you're gonna have to help me with the JSX. It's been a minute.
Yeah, I'm actually. I was just googling
some PHP stuff right here, right? Like
JSX loop, because I think what I was gonna do is store some JSX into. Oh, okay. No, it's really. Return T body. How to do a loop inside a React JSX. Yeah. As I thought, we can create a variable and then map the output of that map into a variable and then display that variable.
Okay, so we can do that kind of not mixing our logic with our presentation. We'll do that up here.
which in a way makes it kind of nice to know, like if you want to turn it into its own component or something, you can extract that from there, you know?
Yeah, for sure. What we want to do is
Nodes.map. And then here, what we can do is destructure it accordingly.
yeah,
Each
this would
node.
be really helpful. So what can we get rid of? It'd be kind of nice not to have an array of an object with front matter mapping to an object, but we can kind of cut out this front matter bit here.
I'm not sure I understand.
So like you see how this is an array, right?
Yeah.
And then this object right here is kind of a useless thing. It's just front matter and then the
Yeah.
properties. So like if we just step those properties up a level, it'll be an array of our region's properties. We won't have to deal with the front matter bit, if that makes sense.
And how can we do that?
I think we can just use this mapping technique. So
Oh, yeah, totally.
this
Sorry.
is the node, and then we return.
If you actually go into, if you replace node, sorry to be,
Oh no!
I hope you don't mind my being a little
Please.
navigating.
I'm not here. You're navigating. So
if we surround that with curly brackets, and we can just destructure the node in here. So we do front matter, colon, and then an object.
be like our region or something.
You'd need the curly brackets. And then here we can get that data.
Oh, that's where we want the properties, right?
Yeah, exactly. Ooh,
Okay.
I don't know what happened here.
So we
no,
get
that looks good. Never mind.
Name.
You could just region name, comma, and so on.
Like that?
See? That looks... Oh. Why would front matter not be there?
Nodes map, which gives us the... Am I spelling it wrong? Front matter. Front matter might be the name of the object, so maybe we can just get rid of that. There we go.
Oh, that looks...
Cool.
And here we can return the JSX.
Right on. Okay. So now what we want to do is something like
return, yeah, and then exactly. Like keep it simple at first.
Yeah.
And then exactly here we can just do our regions.
Nice.
And I like that. I like that.
Yeah. I could definitely see how this starts to become a little mini component of like, you know, the region card eventually that we want to display in a grid or something like that. Right.
Yeah.
Like,
I like the idea of it being a card.
Yeah, and this is kind of all the logic, you know, around that bit, which we could easily separate out from like the display of multiple regions together. Cool. Let's test it out. Uh-oh.
Yeah, that React. Oh, but the data didn't show up either. That's odd.
Yeah.
Why would they be undefined?
I'm not sure.
When we console logged, were we getting that info? From there? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're definitely getting that. So why don't we go back to old school? We can do a console login here and just see what's showing up.
Yep.
Oh. Huh. Strange. Yeah.
Maybe we did do our destructuring wrong, and that's my mistake. Which
Yeah.
is a shame because I love that.
Well, so we should be getting an object, right? And we're kind of at the point where we're like front matter these structures into these fields.
Which for some reason this doesn't like.
Yeah, so it's telling us the type here. It should be a region name, a subregion name, and a population count.
You know
Right?
what, Taylor? Can you scroll up real quick? Nodes, front matter.
Oh, wait, because the nodes are actually an object. It's like an object with front matter as the only property there. That's the mistake we made. Yeah, so it's nodes, it's an object, and we're trying to cut out this kind of unnecessary layer, right?
Yeah,
Taking
yeah.
the properties. So I think that should work a bit better. And that's getting rid of the type error there for us. Remember, kids, type errors are your friends, not your foes. So thank you, type error, for pointing us in the right direction.
There we go.
There we go. So we can see we got the 3 subregions, and then Greece is like a full region, so it's not going to have that subregion field. So this is kind of what we expected, right?
Fantastic. I think this is a commit right here.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh,
just fix up this one error with the key prop, maybe.
yeah.
Cool.
And how could we do that?
I'm just going to keep it real simple right now and list both the name and the subregion name, because that's going to be unique.
Good
All right.
call.
It's, and we're not in PHP here. I can just map it directly. Something like that. Is there a better way to
I think we might need to surround it with quotes, though. Sorry.
Okay.
I could be wrong.
Let's
Nope.
that.
Don't mind me. Oh, where's the key? Does the key usually show up, or is it like a behind the scenes React thing?
Oh yeah, I guess it must be a behind the scenes React thing. That's in their shadow DOM or whatever. Okay, but this is looking pretty okay here. Should we call it a commit?
Yes.
Sweet. And what did we do today, Ramon?
So we started work on the region index page.
Mm-hmm.
Started structuring the.
Like that, maybe we set up the region index page and we hooked in data from forestry.
Set up the region index page and hooked in region data from forestry. Yes.
Sweet. That's a commit. And I want to be respectful of your time. Is it okay? We go for like another 2 minutes. I want to show.
Absolutely fine.
Sweet. So the cool thing here, we're working on this as kind of a work in progress PR.
We don't have one yet, right?
There we go. So let's go ahead and make a new work in progress PR. And I just want to take a look at the Code C review map.
Ooh, yes.
So base will be Saga. I'm going to compare that with.
I saw from the other Code C map, they've added quite a few things.
Oh yeah, you can do whole review tours and everything. It's pretty neat. So we'll just mark this. How do you mark stuff as work in progress on GitHub? Is there an official way or?
Draft. There's a way. Could you control F for draft? I don't
Yeah.
know why some repos have it and some don't, but it is possible to mark a PR as a draft.
Huh.
Maybe if somebody in the chat knows.
I'm not sure. See, here's the thing. It says still in progress. Now it prompts me to convert it to a draft.
Oh,
So there's
there it
must have
is.
been some sort of something. Let's try this out. Okay, so we got a new draft PR.
Perfect.
Sweet. It looks like CodeC will still do their stuff for the draft PRs, which is really good.
Yeah, that's really handy.
Yeah. Okay, so this is definitely what we expected, right? We got our sub-region page template. We had to iron out some inconsistencies there with the front matter and update the content, right? And then we added the new regions folder and page, which is currently only linking to our simple layout there. Yeah.
Perfect. I like it when they're small and simple.
Yeah, for sure. I kind of like the review maps because they'll update, so we can kind of like check in on this stuff, and then if we, make further progress on this PR, it'll show the updated map. But we've already looked at this, so we know that this is good.
Perfect.
Yeah, just to show everyone who's watching, if this were a full PR that was ready to go, probably create a new tour in CodeC. So
I like these tabs.
yeah, it's great. And you can just start a new review and add comments. How's it? Click on the in tour toggle on any code review thread to start building a tour.
Maybe because you're logged in. Oh, never mind.
There we go. So we can add a tour step needed to update the front matter template for consistency. So that's a stop right there. And then I can go maybe select both of these. Oh, no. Okay. Oh, you can select the folder. There we go. So add a tour. Change content for region pages to use.
This is great.
Dated. Format. That's like the second step, right? And it's literally just following what we did. And then here, I'm going to select the whole regions folder since that was a new folder. Nice. And so what's cool about this is it lets you break down. You can imagine if this were a more complicated PR, we have a lot more going on. And that's what this might turn into, right? Eventually, once we add more changes in there and add the regions pages themselves and things are linking out to different, we start to create components and stuff. So this lets you break it down into a step-by-step thing that other people who are reviewing your code can follow your path, right? We've gone from GitHub just listing out the diff to CodeC maps showing us how those files relate to each other to CodeC tours walking us through the map step by step.
This is great.
Yeah, I've been very impressed. Now the question is, it's a work in progress, so I don't necessarily want to review it.
Yeah.
Maybe I can comment on it or oh, that's cool. It'll just walk you through the steps on the tour here. So how do I share this tour is my question.
I wonder if it's automatically saved there.
Maybe. Let's try it. That might be the answer for next time once we make some more progress and we're ready to merge this in as we can explore tours more. So I wonder if we just go back to GitHub and I click on that link again if it'll pop up. Yep. Oh, that's amazing. So right there, I this is great because I don't have to leave comments in that stream on GitHub, right? And then you're referencing different files and folders. It can just be
Yeah,
like, here's the latest CodeC map. I've left comments on these files and folders that guide you through it. Oh,
this
it's
is
so good.
fantastic.
So
This is
good.
fantastic.
Yeah.
The UI is looking great.
Yeah. Good job, CodeC.
Yeah, y'all are killing it.
For real. So I think that's it for the day. Should we call it good? We made some solid progress from them.
Totally, totally. Thank you as always, Taylor. That was super insightful, and I love seeing the progress we're making. Make it come live.
Absolutely. And I'll be doing some more work on that, kind of getting the data into Contentful and structuring that.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, I'll probably go ahead and keep working on some of this code as well because we're trying to get this out the door. But something really cool I want to try between our Open Source Thursday streams is if it's on something that we're talking about in the stream, I want to make Loom recordings of my dev process. And so we can kind of share those Loom videos. People can, kind of keep track of what's going on between streams. That way we can keep making forward progress without just, jumping, in and out randomly with all you great folks in the audience.
And I think, if I may, I know we didn't talk about this before, but this would be a great opportunity to start talking about, and maybe something we want to do with Loom as well, is to talk about our YouTube channel.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So these live streams, if you miss them, don't worry. They will be periodically uploaded to YouTube. I'm going to plug a link here, if I may.
Go for it.
Yeah. And I think it'd be really cool to also put up the Loom videos that you mentioned, Taylor.
Yeah, definitely. So I can send you links and like everything, it's nice and easy because we can just share those Loom videos publicly. Loom's also awesome. They're giving us everyone on our team free business accounts. So we have the organization on Loom. I think I invited you there. So you should be able to get in. I'm not quite sure how they link up with YouTube. It might be an automatic process. It might be something where we need to download the video from Loom and then upload it to the YouTube channel. But absolutely, let's put all our content, like we can record a Loom and link that on Twitter. We can do a live stream and have it on Twitch. And then our YouTube channel ends up becoming kind of like a nice archive, walking people through the whole open source development process, right?
Fantastic. No, this is great. No, and thank you, Taylor. I'm going to check that out as well.
Cool.
Yeah. All right, then. Well, then I'll say, folks, thank you all for watching. We're here every Thursday, so tune back in. Keep subscribe on. I'm gonna be the cheesy YouTuber here. Please subscribe to us on Twitch, on YouTube, and keep it going. And thanks again, Taylor. As always, you can donate here.
Absolutely. Follow us on Twitter, where we will put out posts kind of letting you know the stream time every Thursday. Should be fairly consistent. And definitely, if you feel inspired, feel free to go to distributed.org/donate or check out our GitHub. We're on GitHub and jump in and code with us.
Wonderful. Well, thank you very much, and take care, everybody. Have a good one.
Take care, y'all. Bye.
Bye now.